Alright, what's up guys, it's Heat. I wanted to do a video today on the build that I use for the Beyond League. Unfortunately, I ripped on this build at level 85. I got hit by an Exile's Flame Blast, and it basically almost like one-shot me, and then it ignited me, and I died. I didn't react fast enough to log out, so this build did die. But basically, it is a summoner build, and it's a Summon Raging Spirits build with zombies, and zombies are there basically as a distraction, as a wall. They also do damage, but the reason I wanted them to be there is because enemies do not directly attack Raging Spirits. So if that's the case, they will come after you and you will be taking a lot of damage. So instead, I wanted them to have something to attack, so that's why the zombies are there. This build can do any map. You can take a look at some of my, I did a video on the Shrine, this build running Shrine, Piety Shrine, pretty easily. It can do any map, boss level 78. I didn't take it to Aziri. I'm not really sure how it would do, probably not well at the 3 bosses. So it's definitely not Aziri. Well, I don't know if it's Aziri viable or not. It might be. Maybe at level 90 or something, I could have got it to be that way. So let's take a look at my links. Basically, I have Summon Raging Spirits and a +2 helm. This is essential for the build. And then I have Spell Echo. And then I have Multistrike and melee physical. I wasn't able to get a 5-link Cloak of Defiance. I was fairly poor at that time, but I don't think this is entirely necessary because you benefit too much from the +2 minion gems from this setup. But a lot of people like to go actually melee splash as a 5th link. I recommend that. I didn't want to do melee splash here. I thought Multistrike would be better because of the way the build is set up on my skill tree with a lot of attack speed. Melee splash, the zombies do have melee splash, but I thought because I'm summoning so many spirits at once that it could clear single targets extremely quick and move on, maybe as fast as melee splash, maybe not. I don't know. I didn't really experiment too much with it. So that's one of my links. The other one is Flesh Offering. Flesh Offering is extremely good because of movement speed and cast speed for your minions and attack speed. This does not is not line of sight, meaning that you can cast it and you can totally run off to the side, and as long as it's up, your minions, as you can see, will have that benefit. So it's important to always keep this up, chain it from pack to pack. So I have Flesh Offering to increase duration, and Vaal Haste. Vaal Haste is incredibly good because your minions will attack even more, so your DPS will go even faster, so your DPS will go through the roof. I have 2 of them. If you time it correctly, and if your clear speed is really good, and if you really have a flow going from pack to pack, you can basically constantly have Vaal Haste up, and you just alternate between the 2. I also have Arctic Armor. I think I stopped using this because I don't know if I did or not. I guess I didn't stop using it, but at one point it was draining too much, so you can also run Arctic Armor. It would be better if you had more, if I had more mana regen, but I don't think I run it currently. I have Desecrate, which allows you to resummon your zombies if there are no packs laying around, dead bodies laying around, and it allows you to cast Flesh Offering, so you can continuously have an increased attack speed. I also have reduced mana on Desecrate and Arctic Armor and Haste. Haste, I didn't use Generosity on Haste because I feel like you can your character benefits and your minions benefit from you just casting that, as opposed from them. The benefit that they get from generosity, from haste, isn't I didn't find it as significant as me being able to cast a little bit faster as well. For the zombies, I have raised zombie. Quality is pretty important. I have minion damage. I have melee splash, and I have added fire damage. You can put melee physical in there. It doesn't really matter. I also have generosity, reduced mana, and hatred. Hatred, obviously your character doesn't benefit at all from hatred, so you want to be able to, for them to produce a lot of DPS, so they get a huge boost from generosity. I also have Vaal Haste. Vaal Summon Skeletons and increased duration. I'll save Vaal Summon Skeletons for bosses. They provide a lot of distraction. Basically, almost nothing will attack you, and you can just spam summon Raging Spirits. And those are all my links. If we take a look at my gear, it's basically this gear requires this +2. And this basically has life, resistances, and mana. This has dex, attributes. This build is very dependent on dexterity for Vaal Haste and hatred, and some others. I don't remember what other spells, but it requires a lot of dex, so that's why I have one with a Jade Amulet. Life, resistances, and cast speed would be optimal on your amulet. For a shield, this shield is extremely beastly. I got pretty lucky on this shield. I think I bought it for like 12 chaos, which is pretty good. The resistances are off the chain. A lot of mana, pretty high energy shield. I did go Eldritch Battery, so that's why I have a lot of... this is a hybrid shield. This is also hybrid armor, energy shield. Basically looking for life, mana, stuff like that. I've added dexterity because I needed it. Again, what you're looking for is cast speed. The faster you can cast, the more Raging Spirits you can have on the screen at the same time, meaning the more damage they will basically do. I opted for mana on this ring because I couldn't find mana regeneration or cast speed for cheap, that is. This one has some resistances. It also has mana regeneration. This has pretty high mana. It's also hybrid. Life, strength, some resistances. As for the weapon, this is actually what I used to level up. I leveled up as a Flame Blast build, so this is pretty beastly. But the only thing you really need is extremely high cast speed and anything else that complements this build, like mana regeneration. So optimally on your weapon, you'd want cast speed, mana regeneration, if you could get it. Now this build is extremely popular with a +3 staff, but because it was beyond and because it was hardcore, I opted for a shield, and gives me a little bit more leeway when planning for this build and for mana regeneration for when I use Eldritch Battery and such. So I just opted for a higher cast speed instead, and for a +2. Yeah, so that's basically the build. If we take a look at my defenses, I'm basically maxed. I don't have a lot of armor, but I do have Mind Over Matter on Cloak of Defiance, so that's where my defense comes from. This also gives me a lot of mana regen and a lot of mana to help sustain. Basically, if you look, I'm constantly casting right now, and my mana is not moving because my regen is pretty high. You can also run Arctic Armor as I showed you, but I would need on this build more mana regeneration or a lower level one. So that's basically the build. If we take a look at my skill tree, I went Scion because of the challenges, but I think Witch might be slightly better. You get something like a little bit more mana regeneration or something like that. So this can work out with Witch. You would just start out here. Now for this build, you basically need exceptional performance and potency of will, because this allows your spirits to stay out longer and to attack. I wouldn't transition into the build until you have these nodes, because they're extremely important for the build to function and to work. Everything else is basically increase effects on buffs on you. I was going to get Inner Force for more DPS, more cast speed. I took Grave Pact, increased damage, attack speed. Yeah, so basically that's pretty good. The way I started out is once I got to Shaper, I immediately went up like this through this health wheel down to Potency of Will and Barbarism. And then I came down through here, and once I got Eldritch Battery, I filled this out, and then basically it's up to you how you want to fill out the rest of the tree. So I basically picked up Max Zombies +1. This is for attack speed, and basically you want a lot of damage and a lot of attack speed on your minions. I did pick up Reduced Mana and Sovereignty so I can run the 2 auras, and so I can get a greater effect from the auras themselves. I was debating whether I needed Grave Intentions. I was thinking of speccing out of Grave Intentions and coming down to Influence, and maybe using something like Clarity in order to run a high-level Arctic Armor. That's also an option. But I'll post a link to the skill tree. If you guys have any questions, just post them in the comments. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching.